blowjob and it goes all over you.
Yeah, that's why I thought this. I thought that's why well, I probably went, yeah, that can work with a cocktail too, because when you go wrong, so to speak, you end up wearing it rather than drinking it.
This is a strange topic of conversation. I think this would be a good point to hit record.
No, it's not.
No.
That's what I mean.
You've got 25 seconds.
Oh, excellent.
I'm Gloop,
And I'm Kay,
and this is the Sweet Aisle.
where even the simple task of choosing sweets takes an hour and multiple tangents.
All while our poor friend is telling us,
Just pick something!
so let's see where our brains take us this time. I think caffeine is needed for me, because brain is not functioning very well right now.
I actually had caffeine for the first time in weeks today. That's been interesting.
Oh yeah. Because me, after like just 12 hours, I just sit in a space going, I need this, or I need to do this. But because all I can think about is, I need coffee, I can't do anything. I just sit there and go, I need coffee. And then I get annoyed with myself because I think I need coffee, but I don't make coffee.
I went 288 hours without a cup of coffee. Well, a bit more than that, but
How long is that in days?
12.
Impressive.
Yeah, and then had a cup of coffee.
Hang on. 12,
Well,
12 days, 144. 12 times 12. Oh no, 7.
Well, it's 7 times 24.
Yeah, I tried to do it with my 12 times table, then double it.
I see what
I
you mean.
can't, yeah, because I struggle with... No, I've got that horribly wrong. Why was I thinking 12? I should have been doing 14. But I know my 7 times table better than my 14 times table. That's what I'm trying to say. I know they're divisible by each other, but my brain was just being stupid like that because it was like, right, 7, okay. You went 144, okay, I need a bigger number to divide by, okay, 40 is divisible by 7. Then I was talking and realised,
Well,
yeah.
I just went, well, 10 days is 240 hours. And then worked
Yeah,
from there.
of course, the 10 times table. It exists, it's a thing. That is one thing I struggled with so much at school was times tables.
Yeah, I don't.
I could do the sit me down and then give me a pen and paper.
Uh-huh.
Give me about a minute. I would probably write them out. The second you ask me to do it in my head, nope. The only one I actually do know off the top of my head is 6 times 7.
42.
Yes. Purely because it's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Reference.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
Yeah,
reference.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, my brain was
that's
saying
famous.
that, and then I suddenly flipped into Guardians of the Galaxy for some reason. I went, nope, that's wrong. And then we tried to go back and couldn't. Yeah.
Although, at the point in the sentence you were in, it didn't matter which of the
No,
two
I
you
know,
were saying.
I know. I think that's why my brain's going, you
the-
need caffeine.
The joys of being neurospicy.
Oh, yeah. That's actually something I've been intrigued to learn about recently, to not diagnose myself, but to actually find out more.
Yeah.
Because I found out the kind of Tourette almost tics I have occasionally is linked to my condition. So it's kind of going, is the neuroness, because, well, to be fair, it is neuromuscular, my condition. It is part of neuromuscular.
Fair enough.
So it's like, I wonder, because of course it's constantly ongoing research,
Mm-hmm.
because from 1996 when I was diagnosed to now, it's gone from things like may appear drunk to even the slightest thing on one arm can throw you off balance.
Which is true.
Yes, but it's kind of like all explained medically and clinically correct now. It's not just, oh, they'll appear drunk, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they appear drunk because of this. They've expanded.
These are the actual symptoms.
So-
They can combine to make someone appear drunk.
I'm meeting with my neurologist in a few weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to ask them, well, not research on me, but do what they did when I was like 15 or 16. They took some bloods and they basically did lab tests on it for research purposes. And I think I can't remember who I surprised, but it was somebody I was surprised by my reaction. But it was literally like, yeah, we want to do this, we want to research, we want to learn more about your condition. I was like, okay, here's my arm, take it. So they took the blood sample, and a couple years later I got, yeah, you've got this, and we've actually categorised your family as this strain. My family's version of my condition is unique, or the hereditary part of it is unique.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually, I don't know if I mentioned, I actually went to the doctors. Do you remember the thing I put in the paperwork for back in August?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, confirmed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not really. I mean,
It's
kind
more,
of.
it's a more, oh, now you know cool.
Yeah,
It's
that
now
is
you know
true.
cool. Yeah, that is kind of...
After, like, 11, 12 years of trying to find out. Cool that I actually have this is a confirmation, this is what it is.
Yes. It means the route to help is easy. Well, I say easier. You know which of the 5 roads to pick now.
Yeah, well, they prescribed me something for it.
That's good. That's good.
Not sure, because I told my mum what they prescribed me, and her response was, "Oh, so they're not playing around then?"
At least it's not like, say, opioid or like that kind of stuff.
I would have said no.
Yeah, because I've had those. And, oh boy.
Well, especially with the fact I'm having kidney issues, like.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
Opiates and kidney issues.
Yeah.
That does not sound like a good combination.
Yeah. Also, when you were addicted to them, well, the legal opioids, that is, when you were 15. Well, I'm talking about me here. I'm talking about me.
I've never been addicted to anything legal.
It's the problem when they put you on a morphine pump.
Actually, that's not true. I have been addicted to both caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, withdrawal from those two suck.
I am aware.
Yeah.
I have been through withdrawals of both of them at various stages in my life.
Yeah, cutting down milligrammage on vaping. Because I used to be on 12 milligrams, I'm down to 3.
Hey, that's brilliant.
Yeah, but the come down, it's taken a series of years because I just can't do it. If I do it suddenly, body kind of goes into shock. Because the way I actually did it was when I realised I could cut a bit.
Yeah.
I literally buy 2-3 bottles at a time. And it's the 0 milligram bottles. And I literally tell them, I want to cut down, which basically means put less nicotine shots in or more to dilute. I can never work it out. And then basically don't tell me which one you put the less one in.
Yeah.
And I kind of went on the first, like, because I buy every 6 weeks or so. First month I said do it in 1. Second month I said do it in 2.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I realised I'm vaping all 3 and I feel the same. So I was like, do it in all 3. And I've done that from 12 to 10, 10 to 6, 6 to 3.
I remember there was a point where I was buying at the same shop as you.
Yeah.
Back before I started smoking and when I was still vaping.
Yeah.
Like you, I got 3 bottles. And basically, I was putting half a nicotine bottle between 2 and then topping it up with just the menthol and VG.
Yeah, I see. Oh, boy.
And that's how little nicotine I got down to, and then my vape broke. And now I'm smoking again.
Yeah, I gotta say, you're actually smoking a lot less than when you were before you started vaping.
Am I?
I've noticed that, yes.
That's good then.
Yes. But it's just crazy to think how...
Yeah, I do want to get a new tank. I'm probably going to do it with my Christmas money because that's the only thing I really need to replace.
Okay.
I might need to get some new batteries because I don't know if I know where mine are.
Oh dear. Well, I've got a couple of spare tanks and mods if you need.
I mean, if you've got a spare tank...
I've got them in my bag. I've got no coils for them.
I mean, I'll have to get coils and liquid and stuff anyway. But I get paid tomorrow.
Remind me after we've stopped recording.
Yeah.
If you remember, because I probably won't.
No, nor will I probably. But you never know. Between us and producer, someone might.
We'll probably listen back to this during the edit and then go, oh yeah, I got a minute, be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but recently I've not started taking them again, but it's because I take the painkillers as and when I need them.
Yeah.
I went through quite a long period of basically not needing that strong. I could just function on basic paracetamol and ibuprofen. But I had one day, it was really bad cramps in my back, and took some. Oh my God, I did not realise how much my body loved them. Yeah. Because it was normally you'd have 10-15 minutes of waiting for them to kick in. It was kind of almost instant, because it was almost like my brain went, because I obviously read what I was taking, it took in the information. Yeah. So it was like, oh, you're about to take these, I'm excited. Took them, and I was instantly room spinning, dizzy, couldn't stand up. It was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And it felt amazing. But if I had to get off my bed, no, I was going to be a crumpled thing on the floor because all my legs and things just were relaxed.
Do you
knew
literally that?
It felt like it. It could have been the 10-15 minutes. But because of that euphoric state, I did not take track of time. I was like, oh, I'm loving this. But then on the come down, luckily I did it when I was asleep, I woke up and it was awful.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. No. But at the same time, kind of do. It's weird how it works with you.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah,
what
I'm
you
just
mean.
glad
As I
I've got
said,
the self-control.
I've never been addicted to anything legal.
Yeah, but then again, I know the reason why they tell you this, but at the same time, I kind of wish they didn't. At 15, on the morphine pump, it's like, yes, it resets every 3 minutes. You can press the button every 3 minutes. If you try sooner, it won't give you any. It's kind of like this is the terms and conditions. Please don't cause this. It's like you get in like America, like really fast adverts.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I was there going, ooh, press. Press.
Yeah, whereas if they just said, hey...
Take it when you need it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the problem with me. It's like, if you give me a button to push and you tell me how often I can push it,
I'm going to push it that often.
I'm going to do it. Because, come on.
It or not, like...
I work in lighting and sound production. Of course I'm going to press a button.
And there's the neurospicy, like...
Yeah.
Hey, this is a stimmy thing. Push.
And it was literally like, I then realised after like a very short while, because there's obviously not much to do on the ward, I looked at the actual display, which was kind of turned 90 to me, so I actually had to turn to look.
Yeah.
And I went, oh wait, there's a countdown clock. So I just stared and clock watched.
Oh no, like there's a countdown clock telling you how often to press the button.
I think it's meant for the nurse's reference, so they can kind of see how often.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I was meant to be on it for about 5 days. This, like, thing the syringe they use, it was like, it had enough for 5 days.
Yeah.
They took me off it after 3.
Because you were just clock watching and going, press.
Yeah.
Press. I would have done the exact same, like... Especially because in hospital there's fuck all else to do, like...
To be fair, though, the come down, though, was brutal. But that's where I found my love for Doctor Who.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You've never told me that before.
I discovered Doctor Who back in 2005, in January, February. So this was literally about a month before Christopher Eccleston's reboot started. And I kind of had no knowledge about it because growing up, we didn't really have any sci-fi things. Never watched Star Wars, nothing like that.
Oh, gosh.
So we never really had that in the family.
So that's weird. That means I've technically been a fan of Doctor Who longer than you.
Probably, yeah.
I started watching it at like the age of 6 or 7, so like 2001, 2002.
Dang. But yeah, it was
like
crazy.
I was watching it with my dad, so technically I've been a fan of it longer. That's a weird thought.
That is bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the reason why I discovered it is because you have the TV monitors in the children's ward, and they are crap.
Yes,
you get all the crap channels. However, Gold, or Go On Laugh Daily, which I love, it took me so long to realise that.
Used to play reruns of the original Doctor Who
So
series.
they literally, I didn't realise this, they started from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So I jumped on roughly... part way through Trial of the Time Lord, Colin Baker's like big 12 episode series. Like,
really
story.
good one as well.
Yeah, it wasn't half bad. And all because the showrunner didn't like Doctor Who, so they kind of put it on hiatus and shafted Colin Baker and all of this, that and the other. Yeah, because Colin Baker wanted an outfit much like Christopher Eccleston's.
Yeah.
But the showrunner was like, nah, well, I want you to be flamboyant. I want you to be like this, that and the other, because the previous Doctor was quite serious.
Yeah.
Or not serious, but... very jovial, very kind of, could be stern, but it's very, basically, I'd say average, like, had your ups, had your downs. Very,
almost teacher.
Yeah, and they wanted the Sixth Doctor to be kind of in your face, like, duh, 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 duh. And they wanted the coat to kind of juxtapose it.
Why?
I don't know. It's because the showrunner and the BBC, head of BBC at the time, kind of didn't like Doctor Who, so they were trying to cancel it and get people to basically fall out of love with it.
It didn't succeed.
No, because the whole thing of Colin Baker in his first episode basically strangles Perry.
Yeah.
That did switch a lot of people off.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't work in killing the show.
No, it just made people not like...
It made people not like Colin Baker, but it's just so...
Which is a shame, because he's good. Yeah, he is a good Doctor.
It's just the first episode of him, you kind of got...
It's very like that, it's jarring, I don't like that.
It's like, but 3 butts and something, you must really think high of yourself or something, you're very egotistical. I can't remember the line itself, but it's of that tone.
No, I haven't watched it in so long, like...
But it's crazy. But yeah, they had the reruns, so I joined during that serial, watched it all through, And because then the following morning, it then moved into Sylvester McCoy series, and I kind of watched it from start to finish in literally 1, maybe 2 days, like how often they viewed the episodes.
Yeah.
And then literally 2-3 weeks after leaving the hospital, Doctor Who's back on TV. I was like, ooh, watched it and hooked ever since.
Yeah, to be fair, Christopher Eccleston was such a good Doctor. Like,
yeah, it's just such a shame he fell out with the producers.
Yeah, and then he got overshadowed
Yeah.
by David Tennant, who, to be fair, is my second favourite Doctor of all time.
Yeah, I'm actually I don't know if I'm in a minority now, but I was in a minority at the time. Peter Capaldi.
I don't know if that's a minority, but I disagree.
At the time of being favourite.
Yeah.
Because at the time, a lot of people weren't vibing, I shall say. They weren't really kind of getting him. But for me...
I liked him. I didn't like the writing in the show.
And I think that's why a lot of people kind of switched, like, didn't choose him as as their favourite.
It definitely hurt him for me.
Yeah.
My favourite is Tom Baker. Like...
Oh, I need to watch more. Believe it or not, he's the one I've actually watched kind of the least about.
Oh, dude.
Purely because I'm kind of leaving it to the end. In the sense of, now the Whoniverse is on BBC iPlayer.
Mm-hmm.
I started on BritBox, but I just did not get on with the app, so it was very slow going.
Yeah.
But I'm now on I've kind of started from the very, very beginning of Classics. So of all the available episodes, I have now gotten to Series 3 first serial.
Oh, so you've got...
I'm kind of...
you're on Pertwee.
Not yet, no. Third series, so 1966.
Oh, okay.
First serial of that.
Oh, so you're still
The Kronos or something, I think it's
the first
called.
Doctor.
So yeah, so I'm still on William Hartnell.
Fair enough.
So I got to admit, oh wow, TV in the 60s was slow.
I have not watched the first Doctor, to be honest. I've always heard that it's almost like a completely different show.
Oh, it is. It's so slow in the respects of we have 45-minute episodes and it's literally Russell T Davies is wham bam, thank you ma'am. It's kind of like crash bang wallop.
Yeah.
It's in your face. You're like boom, what the, oh wow.
Yeah.
Slow moment, then bang, what the hell?
Yes.
So, but with the classics, from what I've watched so far.
Oh yeah, the pacing is completely different.
It's like
but I meant like even compared to like the later classic Who, the first Doctor is meant to be slow. Like even compared to like Sylvester and Tom Baker and things.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched a few Tom Bakers and he is all over the shop. Like in the terms of compare William Hartnell to Tom Baker, it's like they're normal, they got OCD. They can't sit still, they can sit still. It's literally comparisons like that. And it's like crazy. No, William Hartnell was OCD in the sense of this button does this button does this.
Yes.
Because watching that documentary about it, when he first got on the TARDIS set, he asked, I think it was Verity Lambert, the producer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could have been the director, I can't remember. Both first for the BBC, actually. The director, I can't remember his name, I really should. First Indian director for the BBC. And Verity Lambert, first female producer for the BBC.
Fair enough.
So the show was a show of firsts in more than many sense.
Yes.
So he basically turned to them and asked them, what do all these buttons do? And they went, I don't know. So he sat there in the set one afternoon, like in between takes, and meticulously planned it all out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because in the first few episodes, I've noticed they go to press buttons like, oh no, don't touch that. That doesn't control that. Because he was very much like, you're just going to push buttons for the effect.
Yeah.
But they do this. This does the doors. This does the thing going up and down. It activates the motor inside for it to go up and down for in flight. So it was like...
Constant button had a constant effect. I would have to do the same, to be honest.
And that's the one thing I've actually kind of missed from the modern series, the New Who. I don't know what they're calling this 2023 onwards. It's confusing me. But anyway, New Who, which is 2005 to 2022. Especially with David Tennant and Matt Smith.
Yes.
They would run around, flick, 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 flick. What the hell are you doing? I don't know.
Yes.
I kind of want to know.
Yeah.
It's like, what buttons are you pressing? Because every time you're doing the same kind of actions, but different parts of the TARDIS.
Yes.
So it's like, but they're kind of achieving the same things, so...
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of explained by the fact the TARDIS constantly reconfigures.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, it's like...
But that's kind of... It's not a satisfying answer.
No, because a time machine is meant to be this scientific piece of equipment of precision.
Yes.
Because one thing going wrong, it's the butterfly effect.
I mean, with how smart the Doctor is, that could be explained with... Well, yes, the buttons are constantly shifting, but he's keeping track of where they're shifting to.
Yeah,
so, but again, it's not a satisfying answer.
Yeah,
I want it to be able to be operated by anyone who can do the calculations. God damn it.
Because in Jodie Whittaker's very first episode, second episode, where the TARDIS interior gets revealed, it goes, oh, wow, look at you, kind of in adoration.
Yeah.
It goes, oh, look, a custard cream dispenser. And a solitary custard cream pops out. And I was like, yes, we're getting not the stupidity, but the quirkiness.
Yes.
Never to be mentioned again.
Yeah.
Come on, don't tease us like that. It's like custard cream's kind of one of the best biscuits you can dunk because they rarely fall apart.
Yeah.
In that respect.
Yes.
In dunkability. In taste and other things, not so much. But in dunkability factor, it's one of the best.
And for a dunking biscuit, that neutral flavour is actually a boon. Like
the tea benefits it.
Or the coffee.
Yeah.
Like, because you could duck it just as happily in either because it has a neutral flavour.
Yeah, it kind of balances. It's I like it. And that's why I like it.
It also works in hot chocolate. Like, you can dunk anything.
Yes.
Because it's neutral.
And they've kind of done it again in this new TARDIS. Because time of recording, we've had the Star Beast and Wild Blue Yonder. We're waiting for the giggle.
Yeah, I need to catch up on you.
Tiny little bit, but not really. The TARDIS has a coffee machine.
Okay, that's quite cool. But I kind of don't want to watch anything by the BBC because I don't want to support the BBC.
It's distributed by the BBC. Because actually, this is the new thing for this series.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rights to make Doctor Who now.
Yeah.
Are done by Wolf Studios or Bad Wolf Studios, which are independent to the BBC. The BBC carry that IP, so they have to basically do the license stuff. So that's the only real link now is the IP. Yeah,
but they will still get royalties from owning the IP,
I get it.
Very much the same way that I don't engage with Harry Potter content because I don't want J.K. Rowling to receive something because she owns the IP.
Yeah, so it's literally it's less interference now from the BBC, so the BBC don't give them a budget.
That's fair enough.
So they're kind of, I understand your reasoning, but yeah.
Once the BBC let it go entirely, because... But it will happen eventually. Then I will start engaging with Who again.
Yeah.
In very much the same way that when J.K. Rowling does the same because either she passes away or sells them, I will start engaging with Harry Potter content again.
Yeah.
But I refuse to support people that I can see openly engaging or advocating for bigoted viewpoints.
I will say this about the new 14th Doctor, I should say. Yeah, I'm going to go into spoiler territory here for people who want to not hear, or people who have not watched or listened or don't care. Keep listening. Basically, the TARDIS is a crash landing, or it's out of control, and lands in an apple tree in 1066.
Cool.
Sir Isaac Newton is sat under that tree. So, of course, they have a little bit of an interaction. And then it's later on, when they're walking down the corridor, typical of Russell T Davies.
Well, it's typical of a lot of shows, to be fair.
Yeah. Donna basically turns to the Doctor and goes, Isaac Newton, what a hottie. And the 14th Doctor kind of goes, he was. Ooh, I'm like that now? Where? And it was very much like, because they were talking about Wilf, and it's like, oh, I love that man. It's like, ooh, I use words like that. Basically, it's kind of, because in the first episode of Star Beast, they have this very clever trick with the link back to the full series with Dr. Donna, and the Meta Crisis, and they go binary, before the whole kind of devastating scene at the end.
I'm guessing they've explained why her brain hasn't melted with...
Oh, yeah, it's satisfactory, but not. It's one of the things I'm in two minds about. Basically, they reactivate Donna to be the Dr. Donna using keywords, they meaning the Doctor.
Yeah.
But brain doesn't explode, and they're like, huh. Kind of like, because it's like, how long have I got to live? 50 seconds. Best 50 seconds of my life. Okay. Kind of passes out, dies, or appears to die, and then it's literally like a few seconds later, well, I'm awake, kind of thing. Turns out because they had a daughter, part of it was given to them.
Which means that she could survive the bit that was still there being activated and not to have their brain melt out the nose.
And it was explained as the fact they are both binary and not binary, making non-binary. So you have the male Doctor with the female Dr. Donna, and together they created non-binary, which created the Rose, as in the daughter. And Rose is actually trans.
Yes, I've actually read about this.
Yes. And
because there's apparently a scene where she's dead named.
yes.
But apparently it's handled actually quite well.
And that's what I was going to go on to, because this is the bit.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
I have to say, I am curious at some point to watch that scene.
Because it leads to one of my favourite bits of the whole episode.
Oh.
It's the Donna thingy moment, because I found out only about 2, maybe 3 weeks before the Star Beast was revealed, aired, sorry. That's when I learnt Yasmin Finney was trans. IRL.
I learned it when I was reading the article about the moment, and it said, and the trans actress, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, because for me, I learned about Yasmin Finney casting way back in like June, July 2022, so I knew for a year.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it because I recognised the name.
Yeah.
And I don't usually recognise actress names
No.
or actor names at the best of times. So.
Yeah. But it's the fact I went pretty much 12, 13 months without knowing they were trans. I was just... Because I took a look at their picture, I went, okay, you're Yasmin Finney to me. You are them.
You are pretty. That is all. That is nice.
Pretty much. And then it was like, found out they're trans. Oh, hello. No, but the dead name they're actually called actually means healer.
Yes.
So
yes, that was also in the article.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, so Russell kind of was very conscious about this.
Yes.
And but it leads on to my favourite line from Donna, which was, because this is out in the street, they walk in the front door, and Rose is kind of like, you can see, they don't say anything, but you can see they're dealing with it.
Yes.
And Donna basically pulls her to her side and goes, Rose, I will fight for you no matter. I will burn the earth if it means, and I will descend on them. I totally got that quite wrong, but they were the 3 key points.
Yeah.
And
I assumed you were cutting short on purpose so that if people haven't seen the scene and then choose to watch it later, it will still...
Yeah, and that moment, it seemed very insignificant at the time, but the second time I rewatched it, goosebumps. Because I knew it was coming, I was like, I didn't realise I liked that moment a lot, and I was like, oh,
I'm going to cry, aren't I?
I don't think so. It's just powerful. It's powerful. Because then there's right at the end, it's like, the Dr. Donna has descended, or ascended, I can't remember which, towards the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, full circle.
Oh, I more meant at the scene we were just talking about.
It's very brief. It's less than 30 seconds.
A scene doesn't have to be long to be emotionally impactful, and that's going to hit a bit closer to home for me than you.
Yeah, because the first time I watched it, I was just so caught off guard.
Yes, but I now know it's going to be coming the first time I watch it.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard the exact lines.
Yeah. But then also at the end, it kind of, the unsatisfactory part is how they deal with the meta-crisis stuff. And it's like, that was too easy. Because there's a line, and I think if it was delivered by Donna, it would have landed a lot better than if it was, because it was delivered by Rose, which was...
Wait, they've brought Rose back as well?
No, Rose is the daughter's name.
Oh, like not Rose Tyler.
No, this is Rose Noble. This is Rose Noble.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
New character.
Yes. This is Yasmin Finney.
Same name, but new character.
Yes.
That's not at all confusing.
I know. It took me a little while to go, huh? But now I watched the episode, I understand the naming. But at the same time, I don't, because it's also, they chose that name Rose as well. Which is kind of, okay. But that's because they inherited some of the Metacrisis stuff, and of course Rose being the first face that this face saw, that's a Matt Smith quote, it kind of went full circle. It's like, oh, okay.
So there's a lot of things coming full circle.
Yeah, it's kind of very, like, it's very intertwined and things, but it's...
that I already like this.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like the writing
It's
has
gone back to
being good.
It's actually back to 2005 style, in your face, awesome.
I really want to watch the Jodie Whittaker stuff, or Jodie Whittaker stuff. But the writing had gotten so bad.
I rewatched some of it recently. The first Jodie series, I want to give it kudos for trying.
Yeah.
To be all new aliens, no repeating monsters, no classics, basically complete unique. To kind of bring in a new audience, it basically means they don't need to watch anything.
Yeah.
The only thing they need to know the Doctor is the Doctor. That's the only thing they needed to know.
Even if you don't know that, you'll work it out pretty bloody quickly.
So that was, I want to give them kudos for that. But in doing that, they tried so hard. I say tried so hard. They focused so much on the special effects, making it look cinematic, making it look more movie and immersive.
Yeah.
That everything else
suffered.
Yes. It was just... Because the whole Jodie stuff, the whole thing throughout their era is they appeared not to care.
Yes.
Or non-caring. But I kind of disagree in some respect. In the sense of, there should have been more, granted. But with Jodie's depiction of the Doctor, it's not that they didn't care.
Yeah.
It's the fact they just didn't know how to articulate.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene where, I can't remember his name, Bradley Walsh plays him. Brian, I think.
I have no idea.
Graham. He basically shares his fear of his cancer coming back.
Okay.
It's only the second time it's ever mentioned in the whole of the arc, so I don't really consider it a spoiler. But the Doctor just goes, okay, I'm just going to step over here, press a few buttons, and I'll talk to you when I think of something.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene, for me, watching it live at the episode, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
they're
that
letting
seems
you know.
completely reasonable. They're saying, I need some time to process this before I respond.
Yeah, but we don't see the follow-up scene. That's kind of like off-screen.
I don't have a problem with that. Why do we need to see it?
That's exactly my reasoning. But,
I mean, I don't think it's great writing, but that's been my criticism of...
Yeah.
Like, that's why I stopped watching it with Peter Capaldi, because the writing was not good. It felt like they were not trying.
Yeah. But a load of, like, I want to say charities, but it wasn't really, but some people took offence to that. It's like, how dare they? They got to talk about feelings. And I was literally... And these are the more open people who, like, for charities like Mind, about mental health.
Yeah.
I don't think Mind was one of them, but it was that oriented,
sort of
organisation.
focus.
Yeah. So they should be talking about it. They shouldn't be hiding and things. I'm like, honestly, if somebody told me something like that, I would probably have a very similar reaction to how the Doctor reacted,
I think it's actually better to show someone saying, hey, I need the time to process.
I need to...
Than showing that, like, stat comeback. Because it shows you that it's... Like, the Doctor is this massively intelligent, beyond our comprehension kind of creature. Yeah. And they're saying, hey, that's a bit heavy. I need time to process that.
Yeah.
We are lowly humans.
Yeah, our brains are literally the size of plankton compared to if theirs was human size. If it was
done via science.
Yeah.
Yes. They are smart enough to do the calculations for time travel in their fucking head.
Yes. So excuse them for not understanding human neurology.
Well, no. More the fact, hey, they can do the calculations for time travel in their head like this. They need some time to process that.
It's it's literally the same as the equivalent would be me operating a lighting desk. I can kind of do that straight off the bat. But I can't do...
But there is no comparison. My point is, like, it doesn't matter how smart you are, how whatever you are.
No, that's what I was saying. It's the fact I can use the lighting desk, bang, straight away. But when it comes to maths, give me 5 minutes and a pen and paper while I figure it out. Then I get back to you.
That is not at all.
No,
what I'm
I know, but
saying.
it's the kind of like
no. Like
It's the
you are
complex-
talking about a completely different sort of thing than what I am explaining right now.
yeah. I'm saying it in a practical sense though.
You are talking about something completely different. You are saying everyone is good or bad at different things. What I am saying is, it doesn't matter how good you are, how smart you are, you need a moment to process your emotion.
That's kind of where I was going with the. No,
Okay.
in the maths, you need to sit there, process it, and then come back. That's kind of where.
No.
it was,
You are
Look,
talking about
it's
processing,
abstract.
like,
Yeah, I know. It's
logical information. My whole point is this is not logical information.
I understand that.
Really? Because
Yes.
it didn't sound like it.
I mean, basically saying I can do one thing very quick and one thing very slow. You just got to be patient with one or the other, with me on the other, and then it'll come back, and then we can carry on. That's
Yeah,
kind of what it was.
No,
Very on the
that's-
fly. On the fly, yes, it was a bit of a crap analogy, but my logic behind it.
Was completely wrong. Like, it's not about, like,
I
I
am
do
not
some
saying-
things
I
quick
am
and
not
some
saying-
things
I'm
slow.
not
It's
saying-
about the fact everyone does this one thing slowly.
I get some of the people.
You are
it'd be
making
different.
zero
Right.
sense right now.
I could talk to an astrophysicist and they can rattle off
Yes.
stuff. I can't. That's basically what I'm. But give me time. I can get there and
Yes,
talk to you about it.
That's
But
fair
give me.
enough.
That's kind of where I was going with that, but
But that's completely irrelevant to what was being said.
I don't know. It made sense to me, and I'm sure there's probably one other person in the world that.
Beef, did it make sense to you?
It makes sense, but it's got nothing to do with what Jay was talking about. It's a completely different analogy, dude.
Yeah.
You're talking about intelligence in this section versus intelligence in the next section. Kay is talking about intelligence versus emotional processing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are
I
like
so it's
everything that you were talking about was handled by the same part
I get it,
of the
I get
brain.
it now. It's my, I get it now because where I was going is like you can learn to do this and work on it and improve it.
Yes, and
That's where I was going wrong.
My entire point was, but no, you can't.
You can't do it
because
instinctively.
This is not that part of the brain.
Yeah, I was trying to say it's not instinctive. You go away, you come back. That's kind of
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, I
but
think-
that is not at all what you were saying.
No, I know. On the fly, coming up with things like that is rubbish. This exactly kind of proves the point. The fact on the fly, I was trying to go, it's kind of this, but no, I thought about it. No, it's not instinctive.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. We got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
all it took was a referee.
I actually learned something about the word soon.
Go on.
Its original meaning was, I'll do it now.
What?
Yeah, but it's changed over the years. But this is why the Welsh and some other languages have, I'll do it now in a minute.
Yeah.
It's basically now it's kind of like they don't have the word soon in really?
Yeah.
Or they don't have a direct translation, so to speak.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
because
but-
they don't have that direct translation,
Yeah.
they say now in a minute.
So yeah, soon.
mean-
Yeah. So for us to like, yeah, I'll do it soon maybe.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'll
I'll
get
do
to
it in an unspecified
Yeah,
period
that's
of
what-
time that is
yeah.
not very long.
That's where now in a minute I need to confirm, but logic says because
That's-
they were developed around the same time, it was developed through that kind of translation.
That would
Because
make
soon in Victorian times, I think maybe earlier, meant now.
Yeah, probably sort of like Middle English.
Yeah, kind of like when we were taking over the world and populating it everywhere, so to speak, like the tea trays. Because that's another point. I really like this fact. Why, chai and tea. Why do we have the same? They both mean tea.
You've watched the second Spider-Verse film, haven't you?
No.
Fair enough. That factoid pops up in that film.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's
I
because
didn't know it till I watched that film.
because tea is all by sea roots, chai was by land roots, and that's why we have the two different names in different parts of the world.
And then now we have chai tea.
Yeah, which is pointless.
Peaky.
It's like what is it like PIN number?
Yes.
It's personal identification number.
Well,
if you read it out that way.
It's more like places with names like River.
Yes.
The Sahara Desert.
Is
the
desert. Yeah.
It's more that.
Yeah, it's more that. I was just
But
off
yes,
top of my
it's
head.
the same
kind of
general thing. It's tautology.
Yes, because my word I learnt recently is it's spelt really weird, Tmesis. However, the way I remember to pronounce it is Tmesis, because of to me to you.
Yeah.
But if you say it fast enough, it's Tmesis. And that is the word being basically inserting one word into the middle of another. Like unbloody believable.
Yes.
That is Tmesis. Or Tmesis, or something on that variation. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I never knew that.
No, I only found out about it quite recently because, well, for a while I've been fascinated with words.
Yes.
And every now and again I'll hear a word and I'll just look it up. But I've gotten into Susie Dent a lot recently because they're a lexicographer, and one of their recent books is kind of origins and stories behind words and sayings. It's like me telling you the other day about how vanilla was used.
Yes.
Was not originally vanilla.
No.
The word before vanilla was vagina.
Yes.
Purely because the flower of the vanilla plant
Looked
basically looked like a vulva.
Yes.
So it was vagina. So in the Victorian times, you could ask for a vagina ice cream.
I'm pretty sure there would be people that would like to do that now.
I went to Gwyneth Paltrow and the Smell My Pussy candle with that.
Yeah. Our producer is now checking if there is in fact vagina ice cream.
Oh, if you find this Gwyneth Paltrow, please don't tell me, because I already hate that person enough.
Please do tell me, because that would be hilarious.
I don't understand them, and it's just like, or their company Boo, or whatever they call it. It's like,
She's just a very crazy white lady that makes a lot of money by selling weird shit.
I know, it's just...
I think she does it on purpose. Like, she
Yeah,
just comes
that's
out
what
with
annoys
the
me.
craziest shit possible.
It's like, is the joke's old now?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
they're
I
still
think
trying
the
to get
fact
out.
is that she plays it off like it's serious.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't like. If she was just straight up like, hey, I think this is fucking funny,
Yeah,
I would be on board with it.
Because that's how we would do it if we would come up with the idea. It's like, hey, look, we've done this.
Yeah. We would own the fact that it's childish. No.
Yeah, here, laugh with us.
Yeah.
Not,
Not, hey, this is a completely serious product. You should buy this completely seriously. And it's just like, no.
And it detracts from me, the appeal behind the silliness.
Yeah.
Quick update, the only thing I found was warning people to not put isolines in their vagina.
So, no, there is not in fact a
Oh.
vagina-flavoured ice cream.
I remember
And-
reading plenty of articles about that during the heat wave.
Yeah, same here. And all I can think of is, do I know anyone that is dumb enough to actually attempt that and require this warning?
The thing is, if it took one person to do it, and that's where we get a warning label. It's kind of that logic.
But it was like a national headline.
I know. Because it's kind of it was probably a slow news day, and they wanted a fluff piece. Or puff piece, or whatever
But
you call
it's the
it.
front page.
Brits are dumb.
It's not just the British, to be fair. Throw a dart at the map, and if you hit a country, people there are dumb.
Oh, I know, you can't escape dumb people, but I'm just saying, it's one of those, like, is juxtaposition the right word? We have some of the best, like, well, I say best. We have some of the highly regarded colleges
Yeah,
and
some of the
universities,
most
like,
highly regarded
Yeah.
educational facilities in the world.
and we produce
Some of the biggest idiots
yeah.
in the world.
So it's like we have both extremes of it.
Yeah. Thing is, having the upper extreme just raises your ceiling. There is no floor.
That was clever.
Thank you.
I've actually never heard that one.
Nor have I. It just came to me.
That should just go in like just quotes.
Yes, or possibly in t-shirt quotes.
Yeah, we got a little page where
We have a
write quote.
Discord server where we have some very silly channels, and one of them is quotes we want to see on t-shirts.
Or quotes we really like that we want to remember.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
One of my favourite ones in there is still be yourself, unless yourself is an asshole.
I did like that one.
If God is real, why am I like this?
Yes. Yes, that is also good.
You say that, that's kind of what broke me from religion, so
Yeah,
to
same
speak.
here. Same here.
Because when I had my back operations, it was literally a case, being dragged to church every week, and then I had the break because I was in hospital with recovering and everything, and then it was like, yeah, why am I like this? And it was the first time I actually allowed myself to have a question in my head, not indoctrine in my head of, he loves you, you're this, you're perfect, you're made in his image. It wasn't until I was away from that, my brain just went, hang on a minute. So yeah, if God is real, why am I like this?
Yeah, same question. I
Yeah.
think our producer thinks the same. In fact, they were the one that...
What about you two? Yeah.
I think it's right for everyone.
I mean, it's a fair question. Like, yes, like, why are we like this for the sake of ourselves, but also for the sake of other people. Like,
Yeah.
you only have to put up with us if you choose to for an hour at a time.
Oh, the audience.
Yeah.
I thought you meant leave for a minute. I was like,
Oh, no.
Well, I'm fucking stuck here.
Yeah. You're too close now.
Turn this off.
You're too close now. You're not allowed to leave. You know too much.
Send help.
Well, that's it, folks. The Maniacs have been put back in their cell for another fortnight when we release the next episode. Episodes will also be put on YouTube a week after the release on Spotify, just in case you want a repeat of this madness, for whatever reason. We also have other projects in the works too, so keep an eye out for those, and I'll let you know. Also, thank you to Wintergatan for giving us rights to use their song. You can find the links to those as well as our email in the description. And, hey, thank you to you for indulging these lunatics. We really do appreciate it.